Hi, I'm Kate from the Small Things blog. Today I'm going to show you how to style your hair in a very sort of messy, undone, very textured, like I barely curled it kind of style. And then I'm also going to show you how to do a mini part. So this is originally inspired by a photo of Jessica Biel where she has a part kind of in the front and then it all sort of goes back. So I'll show you how to do that. I've curled my hair with a 1-inch barrel curling iron, and I really only did kind of the ends, but I left out like the bottom 1.5 inches. I didn't know if this curling technique needed a tutorial. I just started lower on my hair. If you want to see a tutorial for this, if you could let me know in the comments on the blog post. If a few of you want to see it, I'll go ahead and make it for you because it's a little different, but basically the same concept. So all that's in my hair is a Quaj uplifting foam that I sprayed at my roots, blew it dry upside down, and then have curled it. I haven't put any hairspray or anything in it yet. So the main goal that we're going to get with this hairstyle is a lot of volume around the bottom, not a ton on top, but enough to where we can kind of stop the part at the top of our head. So wherever you could balance a comb is where you want to stop your part, so you just have sort of the mini part in front. We'll start with that. So find the top part of your head by laying a comb on it, or you could just sort of guess what the top of your head is. And then we're going to tease in small sections to create a foundation. So we really just need to tease at the roots just to get rid of that part. And we're going to do this in about 3 sections. And then take a larger section at your crown and just do a rough part to get a little bounce, but not as solid as this top sort of mohawk section. Okay, so once you've got that finished, go ahead and just lift all of your hair up loosely by kind of opening your fingers like a rake and just grabbing it, and you're just going to fluff up around the ends. So all I'm doing in slow motion is putting the comb in about halfway through at the end of my hair and pushing some of it up towards my scalp. So just enough to create a lot of volume on the bottom, but not too much at the top. You'll notice I'm tilting my head so gravity will sort of help me grab the hair, and then I can make sure I really get under there. Okay. We'll do a little bit on the back too. Okay, so once you've got your teasing in there, we're going to take a little bit of dry shampoo. This is one of my favorite dry shampoos. I've tried a lot of different brands. This is by KMS. It's called Hair Play. It's called Makeover Spray. It's basically dry shampoo. It's very clean feeling, but gives you just enough texture without any weight. And it's high powered. It sprays out like a jet. Just take your fingers and kind of lightly mess up the bottom. You'll notice we didn't comb out any of that teasing. It's just sort of fallen out because we did it around the bottom of the hair. You can always add more dry shampoo. So get a feel for it as you're sort of touching it, and you can decide if that's enough texture or if you need more. We're just going through and kind of softening out that back combing and giving those curls a little bit of texture. This helps define the curls a little bit. So if you ever run into the issue of your curls all like molding together as one, a little dry shampoo or texture spray will prevent that from happening. All right, we're pretty smooth back here. So now we'll take the mohawk section and start closest to the front and just use your fingers. You'll see my hair is pretty heavily layered as I've got all these short layers up here. Just to soften it out in the front until you get to a good volume level, if that makes sense. You really don't want it to be too high. The main goal of the teasing up there is not to add volume, but just to get rid of that part, if that makes sense. And then check from the side. Okay, so once you feel like you're nice and smooth, we're going to take a little hairspray. We don't want to overspray because this is a very sort of loose, messy, I didn't try too hard style. And I can't stand my bangs hanging in my face, so I'll be sure to spray those out of the way. So you can see the part ends right about there and just goes straight back. you need to sort of fluff up the back, just do that with your fingers. Don't add more product. That's about all the hairspray you'll need. If you're using a hairspray that's not as powerful or effective as Kenra Volume 25, you might want to add a little bit more. But this is the reason I love Kenra, is it's layerable, and even if you only put a little bit on, it's going to last all day. So we're finished. We've got just a mini part in front. I sort of moved my part a little bit closer to the center to sort of get the look that Jessica Biel had, and then it sort of disappears at the top of your head and back into your crown. So I hope you enjoyed this style. It's very casual. You could do a lot of updos or like a little half up. I didn't try too hard styles from here, but this is a quick, easy foundation to create. Thanks for watching.